running may increase the risk of an Achilles tendon injury as compared with forefoot strike running, partly because the heel-to-toe rollover movement path of the foot with the ground in heel strike running usually accompanies increased ground contact time duration of the foot. This means the foot tends to spend more time interacting on the ground in heel strike running than in forefoot strike running, and there's very little, if not no evidence against this difference in ground contact time duration between the two foot strike patterns. One branch of reasoning explaining why increased ground contact time of the foot during running may contribute to an Achilles tendon injury is the longer the foot spends on the ground during running, the more time there is for abnormal movements and unwanted postures of the foot to take hold, which may not only lead to forceful engagements of the foot with the ground, but prolonged forceful engagements of the foot with the ground. One such negative interaction was found to be overpronation, which is when at the beginning of the stance phase in running, the foot is turned in excessively from its neutral line, causing misalignment of the foot and the leg. There are countless links between overpronation and injuries in running because when the foot shifts into extreme positions on the ground, may lead to higher rates of frictional, horizontal, and rotational forces, as well as increases in torque and bending strain, all of which can easily put additional loading and stress across the leg, including the Achilles tendon. An example of this came from a 1984 study in the American Journal of Sports Medicine, which is linked down below this video in the description box, found that Achilles tendon injuries were very prevalent in recreational runners who ran with a heel strike landing pattern. And a big part of why this was is that the long ground contact time in most heel strike runners prolonged pronation to an excessive degree, which produced a whipping action or a bowstring effect in the Achilles tendon. This increased horizontal forces on the Achilles tendon when the weight of the body passed over the foot from heel to toe, which in turn may cause vascular impairment and degenerative changes to the Achilles tendon. Conversely, multiple lines of research has shown that forefoot strike running correlates much better with lesser ground contact time, which means the stance phase is shorter in duration in forefoot strike running, suggesting that the foot may actually grapple much less with the ground, and therefore there may be less vigorous pronatory response of the foot, so less whipping action or bowstring effect may be produced in the Achilles tendon. Even better, some research suggests that in forefoot strike running, the foot may operate from a safer pronation pattern than in heel strike running. Pronation of the foot in general in running is part of the body's natural impact protective mechanisms in allowing the leg to absorb impact. So some increased pronation is fine, but if it exceeds a certain range of tolerance, which is suggested to be that runners with injuries typically have pronation movement 2 to 4 degrees greater than that of those with no injuries, trouble tends to begin because additional stressors, like the ones that I just mentioned earlier, tends to appear as a result of excessive pronation. Of significance, based on this line of data, pronation of the foot in running can be strongly influenced by foot strike pattern, whereby in addition to potentially preventing excessive pronation through decreased ground contact time duration of the foot, running with a forefoot strike may also allow greater control of the foot at touchdown and during the stance phase. This is because the way the foot configures with the ground in a forefoot strike landing during running, impact pressure appears to spread out across a larger area of the foot, so the impact can be absorbed without creating dangerous impact spikes or overpressure hotspots on the foot as compared with heel strike running. I did a video comparing impact pressure distribution over the foot between heel strike and forefoot strike running and how those differences may explain another reason abnormal pronation and heel strike running consistently get linked together. That video is linked in the description box as well. So in forefoot strike running, because there's no overloads to one localized area of the foot at touchdown and during the stance phase, the foot doesn't need to intensively shift or curve unnaturally in compensatory efforts to redistribute abnormal rises in foot pressure. This is another way forefoot strike running may help maintain good pronatory stability of the foot, as stronger pronatory stability may be a complement response to the way impact pressure disperses over the foot in a forefoot strike landing, and through this can easily ease the burden, not just on the Achilles tendon, but in other places as well, like the shins and the knees. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to hit the thumbs up button as well as the subscribe button if you haven't already, where you will stay more informed on heel strike running versus forefoot strike running, as well as how barefoot running can help make you a better shod or shoe runner. Thanks so much for listening and watching. Have fun out there on the roads and trails. Bye for now.